Hello and welcome to another Beginner Writer lesson. This week we are going to continue our letters to Miss Friesen, saying if we think recess should stay the same or be longer. This week we are going to be adding transition words to our letter. Now remember, transition words help us go from sentence to sentence and make our writing a little bit more interesting. So I have put up my letter from last week. So my letter was, Dear Miss Friesen, I think recess should stay the same. First, we always state our opinion. Then the blanks are where I'm going to put in some transition words. But my first reason, if we're thinking about the Oreo method again, this would have been my reason. So my first reason was the schedule will stay the same. That was my first reason as to why I think recess should stay the same. Then after I gave my reason, I went into detail with my example. Everyone is used to our recess being 10 minutes long, which is going into detail for my reasons why the schedule will stay the same. Then I would state my second reason again. It's always good to give more than one reason when we're writing an opinion letter. So, less learning time. So why I think recess should stay the same, we would have less learning time. And then to go into detail about that, that should be an E. My example for less learning time would be if recess is longer, there would be less time for academics. And then I restated my opinion. That is why I think recess should stay the same. So now, wrong color. This week we're going to think about our transition words that we can plug into our letters to make it a little bit more convincing and make our arguments stronger. So some transition words that we are used to: first, next, additionally, for example, my first reason, my second reason, also, and finally. These are all words that we can put in our sentences to make them a little bit more stronger and convincing. So I think recess should stay the same. So now I'm going to put in my first transition word. I could use first. I could use my first reason. I think I'm going to say my first reason. My first reason is, not the word is. So rather than me just saying the schedule will stay the same, I've now put in my first reason is the schedule will stay the same. It makes my argument a little bit more clear and a little bit stronger. So now I need to put in another transition word for my example. So I could say, for example. Oops, that should be blue. Wrong color. For example, comma, everyone is used to our recess being 10 minutes long. So now my letter sounds like this. I think recess should stay the same. My first reason is the schedule will stay the same. For example, everyone is used to our recess being 10 minutes long. My letter has now gotten a little bit stronger and a little more interesting for Miss Friesen to read. So now I'm going to put in another transition word just before my second reason. I could say additionally, next. My second reason is, since I put my first reason up there, I'm going to say my second reason down here. My second reason is less learning time. So now I need to put in another transition word for my example. So I could say, for example. For example, if recess is longer, there will be less time for academics. So This week on Schoology, I will put up a list of our transition words that we've made in the past. And now, this week, I want you to plug in these transition words to the start of your reasons and your examples. Now, you get to pick whichever transition words you can, any transition word you want. We're practicing making our letters a little bit stronger. And I would like you to hang on to your second draft because next week we might look at them again. Thanks.